Hello. Today we're going to be playing a game called Runaway, which is a 1 to 2 player game, an adventure survival game that is inspired by the fairy tales of the brothers Grimm. The story behind this game goes like this. This time, I'll make it. You've said that before, every time you tried to run away from your evil stepmother, but the woods surrounding your cottage are dark and dangerous, and you always turn back. Not this time. So we're going to try to survive the woods and find our fortune. I've got it set up already. Real briefly, this is the forest deck that we're going to be playing through. Here are 3 journey cards, and we're going to be moving along this path. And the goal of this game is to get through each of these cards and do what it says on the other side of them. If we can complete all of those, we win the game. And these cards were taken from a bunch of other options and was shuffled up randomly, so there's some variable setup here. These are going to be skills and doubts that we'll uncover as we progress along the journey path. Over here on this side, we have our stats board. We have 3 stats. We have vigor on the bottom, courage in the middle, and conviction on top. A bunch of these cards will be making these stats move up and down. And here's the catch. If conviction ever reaches 0, we lose our nerve and go back home and lose the game. So we have to watch out for conviction. There's also some resources that we'll be collecting in our inventory slots. And that's all you need to know for now. Let's get started. Each turn plays out in 3 phases, and there's a handy reference card here. The first phase is called Choose Your Path. And the way that works, we deal out 2 cards. We can choose one of these, and the other one we have to discard. Now, every card is different, and the backs of the cards give some indication of what the card is going to do for you. In this case, whichever one of these we choose, we get to take one of the matching resources. So I'm going to choose this one. So this one gets discarded. I get to take one of these resources, which is a natural resource, which can be helpful. And now we've finished the Choose Your Path phase, and the next phase is to face your fate, and we're going to flip it over. Some of these are good, some of these are bad. This is a bad one. Cold weather. Starting off the journey and it's already cold weather. Lose 2 vigor. Also discard any 1 resource to start a fire. Otherwise, lose 1 conviction. Well, I have to lose the 2 vigor immediately. So we'll put that down already. Now when you're losing stats, if you reach 0 and you still have more to lose, it wraps around to the stats above it. So got to be careful with the stats. Also discard 1 resource. Let's go ahead and give that one right back because I don't want to lose any conviction yet. And so I've carried out what it says. We're done with Face Your Fate, and it's time for the final phase, which is Catch Your Breath. Catch your breath, you discard the card that you played, and you have some options. You can trade in some 2 natural resources or 2 animal resources to gain back some vigor or some courage, but I don't have any, so there's nothing to do. So we start over again at the beginning. Deal out 2 cards. Once again, I have a natural card, and we have this type of card, which is called a discovery card. And the discovery card lets you move along the track. They tend to be a lot higher impact as well, for good or for bad, so they're a little riskier to play, but ultimately you're going to have to play them to get through. So let's try it. Discard this one. And we have to resolve this, and the way that works is you just go to the next spot and you take whatever token is there. And the first token is a natural resource, so we'll take that. And that's all. Now it's time to face our fate. We found a guardian fox. This is a special card. It's called a companion. It says, joins you as a companion. If your vigor is 0 at the end of your turn, gain 1 vigor. If your courage is 0 at the end of your turn, discard this card. So we have a nice guardian fox and it stays with us. There's some icons here and the icons are just to help you out. This one means that it's a companion, so it stays with you. And this little moon icon matches the moon icon for the catch your breath phase, which is just a helpful way for you to scan over your cards and know if one of them has an effect during that phase. And in this case, it helps us out a little bit with our vigor, but we got to make sure that our courage is going to be not hitting 0, or else the fox is going to run away. So that's great. Let's go on to the next turn. Now I've taken a few of these natural resources. I'm thinking about maybe I should go for this one, although if I get 2 natural resources, I can bump up my vigor. So maybe I'll do that. We'll put that one away. We discovered another natural resource. And now let's take a look at what it does. This is called Steep Cliff. Lose 1 vigor. Okay, well, that didn't work out too well. Discard cards from the top of the forest deck until reaching a discovery card. And it says there's no way around. I'll have to climb. All right, so I have to discard. Oh, turns out the next card was a discovery card. So it was a very short cliff, luckily. And that's all there was. So I'll discard it. And now I'm in the catch my breath phase. My fox, I'm not at 0, so nothing triggers there. I do have the option of discarding these, and I think I will in order to gain 1 vigor. Put these back over here. And on to the next turn. This is a supernatural card, and this is going to advance us again. If I advance, I'll get this, which is a doubt, which means I have to turn that over, and doubts are always bad. I think I'm going to gather some more resources and take my chances. So I'll play this one. I'll take one of these, and let's see what we got. Oh, thick fog. Lose 1 courage, and discard 1 companion card if any are in play. That's too bad. My fox got lost in the fog. I would have liked to have my fox around, but I lost it in the fog. So you can see how this goes. It's a challenging journey out there in the dark woods, but we'll make our way. Let's do this. This is an animal resource, and so I'll take one of these. Uh-oh, these are all the bad cards I'm getting. Greedy raccoons. Lose all human resources. Oh, well, luckily I don't have any human resources. It says I dozed off, and when I awoke, I found I had been pickpocketed by tiny hands. Well, luckily I had nothing that those raccoons were interested in, so we'll just move on. Now, by the way, if we go through all of these cards before finishing all of these, you also lose the game. So there's a bit of a time pressure. I'm going to stick with gathering resources. I'll take another one of these animal resources. Hopefully it's better. Oh, it's not better. This is a wolf. These are all the bad ones. If courage is 4 or greater, you scare the wolf away. Well, luckily my courage is 4, so I've scared it. Otherwise, I could trade some animal resources to distract it, or I'd have to run away and lose all my vigor. But I luckily still have enough courage. I scare it off, so nothing happens. I could discard these 2 to gain a courage if I wanted. I think I'm just going to keep the resources for now. Not much of a choice here. We'll just get rid of this one. This is a human resource, so I get to take it, and we'll see what it says. It's a beggar, which says lose 1 courage, but I can gain 1 conviction for every 3 resources that I discard. Get some conviction for giving to the beggar, but I don't need any, so I'm not going to do that. It says, looks like he needs it more than I do. Doesn't do much for me right now. Let's keep going. I'm going to use these and gain my courage back. Okay, start of the turn. Once again, we are only choosing between humans, so I forgot to grab my human one. Here we go. We have a woodsman. You may lose any amount of vigor to gain the same amount of natural resources. Will you help me chop some wood? Interesting. So I wonder if I should trade a vigor for a natural resource. I'm not going to right now. We gotta move ahead here. I'm just waiting for another discovery card. There's one. I'm gonna get rid of this and do this one for now. This is a bad one. Roaring River. I either discard 2 natural resources to build a raft or lose 2 vigor to attempt to swim. If you swim, discard all your resources unless you lose 1 more vigor to save them. Yikes, I wish I had gotten some more natural resources last time. We could have built a raft, but we haven't, so all I can do is swim. So I lose 2 to swim across, and I've lost all my resources unless I get rid of 1 more vigor to save them. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to lose 1 more vigor and go after my resources that are floating down the river and protect them. And here we are again at a discovery card. I want to move along this trail, so I'm going to play that. So I move forward, and I have to flip over this first doubt card. And here it is. It says, what if things get worse? Lose 1 courage when playing discovery cards. Oh man. And it has this little icon that shows that it takes effect during the Face Your Fate phase, and an icon that matches here to just remind you that if you're playing these, you have to follow it. Which actually applies right now because it's a time to face my fate and I'm about to flip this over. So what if things get worse? I have to lose a courage. This is a rough go for the start. Every game plays out completely differently, and this has been a rough start. Let's see what we got. A moment of confidence. All right. I may discard any one face-up doubt token, any one face-up doubt card or doubt token on the journey path. I can do this. Awesome. That's helpful. So I can either get rid of that or get rid of one of these to keep me safe from one of those later. I feel like I'm going to have to play a bunch of discovery cards to get through all this. This is perfect. I have a moment of confidence. It's a rare thing to be able to get rid of one of these doubt cards. I'm going to do exactly that. Perfect. And on to the next turn. You know, that went so well, I'm going to go for the next one, and the next one gives me a skill, which I would like. So I play this, I move forward on the journey path, and I get to uncover a skill. There's 2 skills, and again, these were randomly dealt. There's a bunch to choose from. So let's see, I have to pick one of them. This first one says, discard any 2 resources to take 1 of any resource at any time. So a way to trade resources for the ones you need. That's really good. And this one is called healing. It says discard 1 natural resource to gain 1 vigor at any time. That's good too, because it's cheaper to be able to get your vigor back, and you can do it at any time instead of waiting till the end of your turn. Wow, they're both good, and I'm currently really low on vigor, so I feel like I need to heal quite a bit, although I really like this one because it can really help get you out of a bind. But I'm gonna say that healing's the immediate need, so I'm gonna take that one. This one gets discarded. And so the way that works is I can use that as many times as I want to, basically. I just have to make sure I can pay for the cost. And so I'm gonna do that right now. Discard 1 natural resource to gain 1 vigor at any time. So get rid of that, gain a vigor. I've healed myself a little bit, and now it's time to face my fate. And luckily I got rid of that doubt, so I don't lose any courage. I can just play this. And this one says, forbidden fruit. At the start, and this little icon means that this stays with you. At the start of each turn, lose 1 vigor. Okay, don't like that. and put one token on this card. And I have these little tokens over here. You may discard this card at any time to gain 1 vigor or 1 courage for each accumulated token. So that's interesting. It would just stay right here, and it's kind of like a battery. It drains me every turn, but I can recharge and get everything back at any time. Plus, it's a way to convert vigor into courage. That could be useful, but I'm so low on vigor, especially with my healing. It would help with this, help me out, like saving for later. But I'm so low on vigor, I'm kind of worried that losing a vigor every turn is going to be harsh. It does say that you may discard this card at any time, and the vigor loss happens at the first phase, which is what this icon is, the start of the turn. Choose a path. So I might just discard this now, avoid that, and not get its benefit either. That's what I'm going to do. Getting close to exiting this card, and as soon as that happens, we're going to turn it over and see what it says to do. Start again on the next turn. I'm going to go for a supernatural. I don't think I've done one of those. Oh, I've done one of those. That's right. The fog. Get another supernatural, and let's take a look. The full moon. If courage is greater than 2, gain 2 vigor, else lose 2 vigor. And it says, I can see my path ahead now, but so can everything else. This is good. My courage, luckily, is 3, so I am feeling courage and confidence, and so I get to gain some vigor, which is perfect. That's exactly what I need. Move back up. I'm at 3 vigor and 3 courage. That actually helps a lot. And on to the next. Okay, I think it's time to go for the first journey card. So we discard that, move. I get to take a supernatural resource. And my inventory is full, so I can't take any more, although I can discard these at any time to make room if I want to. And now that I've cleared this card, I have to play it immediately. So here comes the first journey card. And it says, Stepmother's Curse. The sky turns dark. You feel a wave of malaise wash over you. Every step fills you with dread. What is happening to you? Cover up a stat slot on each row. While this journey card is active, lose 1 vigor at the start of each turn. Complete this journey card by discarding 4 supernatural resources at the same time to break the curse. Uncover each previously covered stat slot and gain 1 of each stat. Alright, so as you can see, these cards are a lot bigger impact than all the other cards, and this lasts over the course of multiple turns, so it's going to change the game a little bit for me as long as it's active. And the way that this works, it's said to cover up stat slot on each stat row. So I have to put these on the highest ones right here. And now I can only go up to a max of 4 instead of 5, and I have to push that down to make room for it. So I'm working with less possible stats, and also while this journey card is active, lose 1 vigor at the start of each turn. And I've got this little icon to help me remember that. And my goal now is to get 4 supernatural resources and get rid of them all at once, and then I'll resolve this and get past this journey milestone. I have 3, so I'm actually pretty close, which is a good thing. All right, time to face my fate. Let's see what we got. A test of resolve. Oh, cover up conviction stat slots 3 to 5 at the start of each turn. Uncover 1 stat slot. When all conviction stat slots have been restored, gain 2 conviction and discard this card. This is another one of these permanent cards, so I have to keep it. And again, it's got the icon for when I am in the choose the path phase. I have to do what it says. But right now I have to cover up conviction stat slots 3 to 5. Oh my gosh, my conviction is dangerously low now. It's at a 2. So I just have to be careful not to lose more. And this is interesting because each turn I'll get to take off one of these red markers up here. And when they've all been restored, I get to gain 2. So there's kind of an interplay here. This will actually gain back one of the ones that I lost from the curse, which is interesting. All right, time for the next turn. I can't resolve this yet. I don't have 4 to get rid of it. I don't have anything to help trade in here. So we're on to the next phase. We're on to phase choose a path. And I'm going to look for this icon across everything I have because I've got a few effects that are happening now. So first thing, Stepmother's Curse has an icon on it. So while it's active, lose 1 vigor at the start of each turn. Put my vigor down. And now this one, at the start of each turn, uncover 1 of these conviction stats. So I get to take that one back. I don't get to move it up though, but I get to take it back. Okay, I've done everything I need to do, so now I get to put out the cards. I definitely want this so I can get rid of the Stepmother's Curse. So I'm going to go for that. Now I don't have room for it, so I'm just going to discard one of those and drop my human resource. And now before I move on, I have enough to complete this one. That's pretty lucky that I had a good amount going in. Complete it by discarding 4 supernatural resources at the same time to break the curse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of all of those. And now I've broken the curse. And by doing that, I get to uncover each previously covered stat slot. So you're gone, and I think only one of these goes away. The other one was still from this, so I don't get to, I only get rid of the one that I added here. And gain 1 of each stat. So that's great. You go up, you go up, and you go up. And you can see I'm in a better case now going forward to get through the rest of these. This is complete. I ran away from home. My stepmother put a curse to try and bring me back, but I was able to break it. I'll just put it up there, signifying that it's been completed. All right. Now that was just on the first part of the turn, so I still have to face my fate with this card. What do we have? This is an overgrown tomb. You may discard 1 of any resource to select a matching explore card from the top 10 cards of the discard pile and play it now. That's interesting. Its ancient slab is open. I have to take a peek. Well, I only have 1 kind of resource, but if there's any human cards in the top of the discard pile, I can potentially play them. So I'm going to look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I get to look at, if I want to discard this, I can play 1 of these. So I'm allowed to look at them before choosing. So let's look. Here's a skeleton, lose some courage, and I can look at the top 5 cards of the deck. The discard pile, and put 1 of them on the top of the deck. I don't really want to lose 2 courage, so I'm not going to do that. Ooh, the forest bandits. This is one of the really bad ones. I definitely don't want them. This is the other human card, which is a Forgotten Trail. Lose 1 vigor and turn the top card of the deck face up, so you can see what you're going into. That's pretty good, but I don't want to lose a vigor. Where's the next human? And the last human one, an abandoned cottage. You may lose 1 courage to gain 2 vigor and peek at the bottom card of the forest deck. If it's an explore card, take 1 resource of its matching type. Some of these are decent, but I don't really think I want to do any of them, so I'm actually going to stay away from that overgrown tomb and just walk right by it. That ends that turn. Beginning of the next turn, I have to do this one, which says I get to remove 1 of these things. And I'm actually met the condition where they've all been restored. So I get to gain 2 conviction and discard this card, and that brings me back up to full, which is awesome. So there we go. Now I get to choose a path, and it looks like we're doing supernatural. We found a creepy cavern. Lose any amount of courage to take that number of supernatural resources. Oh, that's interesting. That would have been useful for the stepmother's curse if I didn't already have them all. It's dark and cold, but I can see something glinting inside. Well, I think I don't really need any supernatural resources, so I'm just gonna put that one back and leave the cavern alone and move on. There's nothing that I have to do, so back up to the top of the order, and I want to progress along the path. So get rid of that. Move forward. I have to take another doubt. What if I'm not brave enough? Cover up a courage slot. Oh, man. So basically, I just permanently can't go above 4 courage. All right, what we got? I have another companion. This is an imaginary friend. Joins you as a companion. Put tokens on this card equal to the number of face-down journey cards remaining. Remove a token at any time to gain 1 courage. Discard this card when no tokens remain. So this seems kind of like another battery card. So I get to keep it with me and put tokens on this card equal to the number of face-down journey cards, which is 2. So I have 2 potential courage that I can get at any time. That's great. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Go on to the next turn. I'm just going to keep trucking. How about that? Move on. Get to choose another skill. What have we got? Preparation, courage. Each time you turn a journey card face up. So whenever one of these turns up, I get 2 courage. Not bad. And foresight. Discard any 1 resource to peek at an explore card, which is any card that doesn't have a compass on it, before choosing to play it. I can look at cards. I think I'm going to go for this one right here. Whenever I flip this over, I get 2 courage. All right, let's see where we're at. Oh, this is a bad one. This is a helpless child. Joins you as a companion. Lose 1 vigor at the start of each turn. And the only way to get rid of this card is to lose 2 conviction. I can't just leave this child out here. Yikes, this one is a tough one. I have to keep her. And I'm going to be losing a lot of vigor. Or I have to give up 2 conviction. I am at full, and we're moving along. Maybe it's worth it. I mean, I feel bad leaving this helpless child in the woods, but on the other hand, I gotta make it out. So, sorry, helpless child. I'm leaving you behind, but I do feel bad. It's cost me 2 conviction. Okay. Time for the next turn. Let's get some natural resources so I can use my healing skill, which I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it immediately, get my vigor. I found a huge hill. You may lose 2 vigor to look at the top 2 cards of the deck. The view is worth it. Is it worth it? Do I want to see? I know there's a supernatural card. I don't know what the other kind is. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hang on to my vigor. I'm going to skip the hill. Time for the next turn. Ooh, now I'm wishing I looked. If I had looked, I could have seen what this was. Know if it was really bad or not. Well, I guess I'm going to take my chances. So I get to move forward. I found a human resource on the trail. And I have cleared another one of these cards, which means it's time to see the next journey milestone. And I found a witch. A witch captures you. She puts a spell over you to gather ingredients for her. Discard all your resources. Oh no. And then take one supernatural resource. While this journey card is active, anytime you would lose vigor, lose 0 vigor instead. You must discard one animal, natural, or supernatural resource at the end of each turn. If you do not, lose 1 conviction. Ouch. Complete this journey card and escape by discarding 2 human resources at the same time. And then you gain a conviction and a supernatural resource. This is a rough one. Basically, with this one, the good thing is I don't lose any vigor, which is nice. I'm sort of supernaturally kept safe from harm. But I have to get resources and give them to the witch. And if I don't, I lose conviction, and I only have, 3 conviction to lose. And I need to get 2 human resources to escape from the witch. And if I go for a human resource, I won't be able to give her ingredient, and I'll lose conviction. So this is going to be tough. I have to do the first thing, which says discard all your resources. So get rid of this one, get rid of this one, get rid of this one, and then it says take 1 supernatural resource. All right, well, this might be trouble. Time to look at this. It's a bear trap. Oh no, lose 2 vigor. Well, luckily, because I'm protected by the witch's spell, I don't actually lose any vigor, so that's handy. And then at the start of each turn, discard 1 card from the top of the forest deck. And I can get rid of it by discarding 2 human resources. And this card stays with me. Wow. Okay. So I was getting along all right. I ran into a witch, and then while I was doing her work for her, I stepped into a bear trap, and now it's slowing me down, which means I'm going to go through this deck faster than I would have otherwise, unless I can get rid of it. But the only way to get rid of it is the only way to get rid of the witch. So it looks like I'm going to be stuck with a bear trap for a while. Wow. All right. So this has all of the icons on it. The one that when I face my fate, the effect protected me. There's a nighttime icon because I must get rid of 1 animal, natural, or supernatural resource at the end of each turn to avoid losing conviction. So I'm going to pay the witch with a supernatural resource. I got no resources left, but I haven't lost my conviction, luckily. And we're on to the next turn. And you know what? I forgot to do this one right here. When I flip one of these up, I would gain courage, but my courage is already at full, so it didn't even help. That's too bad. All right, next turn. So basically, if I don't go for this, I won't be able to pay off the witch, and I'll be in trouble. So I'm going for it. Oh, wait a second. Let me back that up. Gotta back that up. I forgot to look at what we got here. My bear trap takes effect, and my bear trap says at the start of each turn, discard 1 card. So, lost that one. Okay, now I can deal them out. Ooh, yikes. Looks like I'm losing conviction this turn. I gotta move forward on the path, find my last doubt, and this doubt says this is too dangerous. Lose 1 vigor when playing animal explore cards. It's got a little icon to remind me that if I play an animal card when I'm choosing my path, or actually when I'm playing the card, I will lose vigor. So gotta keep an eye on that one. And let's look at where we're at. I found a wandering boy. There's a lot of kids in this forest. Maybe they're all running away from evil stepmothers as well. Stays with you as a companion in search of the lost dog card. So there's another card called Lost Dog. You may discourse at the end of each turn to peek at the top card of the forest deck. And if I find the lost dog, he goes away. And he says, have you seen my dog? Interesting. So I'll keep this one. I'm starting to get a pile of cards that take effect at different times, so I'm going to have to scan all the icons a little more closely each turn. And he's not going to help me too much yet because I got to pay off the witch. And speaking of paying off the witch, it's the end of the turn. So quick scan of looking for ones that have the moon. I can't take his, I don't have anything to discard, so that doesn't apply. And the witch has a moon on it too, so I have to pay her, and I can't. So this is bad news. I am losing a conviction. I'm in trouble because I don't know how I'm going to get 2 human resources. And I'm going to run out of conviction if I just go for those. So, all right. This might be another escape attempt that fails. Now we're at the beginning of the turn, so a quick scan of cards that take effect. I have to get rid of one of these from my bear trap. And now. Okay, this is an interesting choice. I really want that human card, but I will lose some conviction if I go for it. And if I take this, I would lose vigor because of my doubt, but my witch is keeping me safe, so I actually won't. And if I take that, I'll be able to pay the witch. But how am I going to get away from this witch? That's the question. Some of the human cards give you other, like, additional human resources. But I don't know if this one does. And I only have 1 conviction to experiment before, as soon as I reach 0, the game's over. So do I take a risk or play it safe? I am going to play it safe. It's a tough one. I don't know what to do. I'm going to go for the animal. So I get to take an animal. And this would take effect, but this protects me, so I don't have to worry about that. And now I'm going to see what we got. Mischievous squirrels. Swap any 2 tokens on the journey path. I only have 2 tokens left. I could swap these. Maybe I will, because if I move to here, I'll have something to give to the witch. And I could go for a discovery card. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play with the mischievous squirrels. I think it would be fun to be a squirrel. There you go. Thank you, squirrels. And now it's the end. I know I have to pay the witch, so I do that, save my conviction. Don't have anything left here. That's all I can do. Time for the next turn. Bear trap. I have to get rid of this. Anything else that matters? Nope. Okay, both of these help me out with the witch. Which one seems like a better choice? I'm going to do another animal one, so we'll get rid of this, take the animal. Let's see what we got. Fireflies. Ooh, gain 1 vigor for every animal resource you have. Cool. Well, I have 1, so I go up. Doesn't help me too much, but that was fun. I have to pay off the witch. Nothing else happens. I have to burn a card, so I'm getting a little low on the deck here. I am thinking that I could go for this one, thanks to what I said here. So I'm going to try that. That goes away. I go forward. I get an animal, thanks to the squirrels. And I'm 1 step closer to getting off this card. Let's see what happened here. Oh, this is bad. This is probably the end for me. This is a setback. Move back on the journey path as far as possible. I was so close. And I have to go all the way back. Well, there's no way I'll be able to get past this now without taking care of the witch first. This could ruin my plan, is what it says. And it definitely did that. Oh, man. All right, pay the witch. Nothing else takes effect. Next turn, burn a card. I'm getting really low on cards too. This is not looking good. You know what? I'm going to go for it this time. I got to risk it and hope that I get some extra human resources with this card, because I need to get rid of this witch or I'm in trouble. Let's see what happened. Oh, it paid off. It paid off. I found a hidden cache. Take any 2 resources. In the nook of a rotted tree stump, I see a box. Hidden treasures of someone long past. Oh man, that paid off. I can take 2 of any resources, and I'm going to take one of these. And I think I'm going to take another one of these. And now that I have those, I'm just immediately going to escape from the witch, which is escape by discarding 2 human resources at the same time. Gain 1 conviction. Yes, I need that. And 1 supernatural resource. All right. And we finished the witch. Boy, that was tough. I got caught by the witch and took a lot of my time and my journey to serve the witch and help her get her ingredients. But I finally escaped by finding a hidden cache. It's a nice little story that's unfolding. Maybe there's hope after all. Now I want to get rid of this bear trap because I'm going to run out of cards if I don't get rid of it. And I have the option. I do have some resources left over, so it's the end of the turn. I have the Wandering Boy, which I may discard 1 resource to peek at the top card in the forest deck. So I could look at this and see if it's good or bad. But I think I'd rather hold on to my resources. And I'm just looking over my skills to see if anything helps me. Not really. So, time for the next turn. I do still have the bear trap, so I have to get rid of this. And I no longer have the witch protecting my vigor, so if I played this, I will lose a vigor because of the doubt that I have. So I guess I'm going to do the supernatural one. Discard that. Take a supernatural. Let's give it a go. Deja vu. Put the top 3 cards of the discard pile face down on the forest deck. I've been here before. What's going on? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, and I remember what this one was, so I want to play that again. But I can't because I have a bear trap. So it's the end of the turn. No sense in doing this. Beginning of the turn, bear trap makes me lose it. And I'm in a weird position right now because I'm getting 2 animal cards no matter what I do. So we'll get rid of this one and we'll take an animal. And this is going to hurt me, so I lose a vigor. And we're going to see what we got. Uh-oh, a wild boar. Either lose 3 vigor and gain 1 courage to fight it off, or lose 1 vigor and discard 3 cards from the top of the forest deck to climb a tree and wait for it to leave. Yikes. Well, I don't think I can afford to discard 3 cards from the top. So I guess I'm fighting it off. Lose 3 vigor and 1 courage. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 1 of these. All right. Fought it off. I would like to use my Wandering Boy and look at what's on top, but I know that the bear trap's just going to discard it again. So that's an unhelpful combo. So I guess I won't. Discard 1. See what we got. 2 of these. I'm just going to get rid of this one. Take 1 of these. Flip it over. I found a cave. You may rest in the cave. If you rest, peek at the bottom card of the forest deck. If it is an animal card, lose 3 vigor. Otherwise, gain 2 vigor and 2 courage. Ooh. That's tempting. It says I could sleep here. If the bottom card is an animal, I would lose some vigor, and it would do that wraparound thing I mentioned, so I would be really low. But if it pays off, I'd be in good shape. And I do have 2 courage here. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's rest in the cave. So we have to peek at the bottom card if it's animal or not. It is not an animal card, so I gain 2 of these and 2 of these. I can only go up 1 there because of my doubt that I'm not brave enough. Had a nice rest in the cave after running away from a witch and fighting off a wild boar. I gotta get some journey cards though. I still have to burn 1. I still have to play these. Where are all the journey cards? Oh man, this one's gonna get burned. That setback really cost me. I'm gonna spend this one using my healing skill to go up 1 so that I can choose this so that I can, oh wait. No, I take this one. I get 1 of these and I can discard 2 human resources at any time to discard the bear trap. Thank goodness I get rid of those and get rid of the bear trap. That's been killing me. Now I won't lose that one, so that's good. Go ahead and flip this one over. Oh, it's a friendly stranger. Gain 1 vigor and 1 courage. Why, thank you, friendly stranger. I'm full on vigor. I'm as full as I can get on courage. So I'm actually looking pretty good after my rest in the cave and finding a friend. My stats are looking good. I just have a long way to go. That's the only problem. And now, my wandering boy, I can discard something to peek at the top card. And I kind of need it because I have to move forward. But it might be really bad. And I have plenty of resources. So you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do what the wandering boy lets me do. Get rid of 1 of those and take a little look. Ooh, this is a bad one. Discard 10 cards from the top of the forest deck. A storm is coming. If I don't find my way soon, I'll need to give up. Well, if I do that, I definitely will run out of cards. So I'd better not do that. And it's lucky that I looked at this one. It's even more lucky because there's another one of these right under it. So I'm definitely going to do that one. So it's the end of the turn. Let me deal both these out. That's the bad one. That's the good one. I'm going to get rid of that. Here they all are. Maybe I'll make it yet. Who knows? And do I get any specials? No, I think that's it. So, oh, I'm playing this, so I get to move ahead. Yay. We're getting close here. Oh, it's a premonition. Peek at any face-down journey card. I know what I have to do. Well, there's only 1, so let's see what we're getting. This is going to be helpful because if I know what this is, then I know how to prepare for it. And I don't have much time, so it'd be good to prepare. But this is one that you actually can't prepare for. This is the worst one for my situation. This is a hunter. Your evil stepmother sends a hunter after you to find you and bring you back home. So I guess she didn't like that I escaped from her curse, and now she's sending a hunter out to find me and bring me back. So while this card is active, instead of taking a resource when playing explore cards, place the resource on this card. If this card already has 1 or more of that resource, lose a conviction. To complete this journey card, when it has each type of resource on it. So basically I have to visit all 4 types of resource cards in order to survive, which might be hard because there might not be enough of them left in the deck. I don't know if we're going to make it, but we are trying. Let's see what happens. So I have had my premonition. That was helpful. It's the end of the turn. I'm going to use this once again to take a peek and make sure this isn't a really bad one. Oh, look at that. It is the Lost Dog, but that's okay. Lost Dog's not bad, so I'm going to play it because I got to move ahead. Anything else at the end of the turn? That's all. So I'll play both of these. not doing that. I'm definitely moving forward. And this is the lost dog. This is what the wandering boy is looking for. It says that he would stay with a companion and he would give me some extra animal resources if I do animal cards, but discard if wandering boy is encountered or already in play. So I have to discard this one, and this says discard if the lost dog is encountered. So I basically helped the boy find his dog, and they're off in the woods. And now it's just me and my imaginary friend left. I need one more of these. I really need that. Is there anything I can do at the end of my turn? Nope. All right. Beginning of the turn. I don't have any beginning of the turn effects that matter. So deal 2 more. Oh, yes. We found this one. Discard this. We're moving on. I get my last skill. Let's see what options we have. Bravery. Discard 1 animal resource to gain 1 courage at any time. Well, I got plenty of courage, so I probably don't need that. And stealth. Lose 1 courage to peek at a discovery card before choosing to play it. Not super helpful at this time, but might be good. We'll keep that one. I don't have to worry about discovery cards because I've made it past now, so that's not too helpful, but it's okay. We get to look at the last journey milestone. At least we made it to it. We already know what it is. It's the hunter. So what happens? Do I have to do anything yet? No, it's just whenever I pick up resources, they go here instead of into my inventory, and I have to visit all of them. There's not very many left, but if I can get every single one, we will have won. Let's flip this over. Ooh, a forest nymph. Stays with you as a companion. Discard all of your resources. Well, I only have 1, so we'll get rid of that. Discard, or at the start of each turn, lose 1 vigor. That's too bad. And take 1 natural or supernatural resource. That's good. Especially since I can use 1 natural resource to heal. So, not the worst thing to run into. Okay, that is the end of the turn. There's nothing to do. So the beginning of the turn, I have to lose a vigor because of my nymph. So go down by 1. And I may take either a natural or a supernatural. And I'm going to take a natural. I'm not going to use it yet. I'm just going to hold on to it, I think. And now I have to do what the hunter said, which is when you when you choose your card, you put the resource here. So it's kind of nice that the nymph gives me a way to get resources since I'm not going to get them from cards anymore. I'm definitely doing this one, so get rid of that. And instead of me taking it, I just put it right here. And that's 1 down. I need 3 more to win the game. Let's see what we get. Mysterious mushrooms. If your vigor is less than 2, your hunger takes over and you eat them. You get some vigor, but you have to lose 1 of your skills. They look edible and not too dangerous, right? Well, my vigor is pretty high, so I'm not that hungry, so I'm not going to eat them. And that's the end of that. Haven't had to use my imaginary friend at all. We're back to the beginning of the turn. Again, I lose 1. And again, I take 1. I'm going to take a supernatural. And I'm going to use this one just to go up again. Using my skill to do that. And now time to deal. Oh, man. Well, this is not helpful because I already have one of these. So if I go here, I've already been there. The hunter's going to spot me and I'm going to lose a conviction. So I better do this. But this might be really bad. So I'm going to use this skill that I just got and peek at it. See if it's really bad. Oh, I have to pay a courage to do that. So I lose a courage. This is a narrow passage. This one's interesting because the next 3 turns you only deal 1 card from the forest deck. That's interesting because let's say that there's two of the cards that I need for the hunter, and usually I have to pick one and discard the other. This lets me go through them one at a time. So that's actually kind of helpful in this situation. So I'm glad I peeked at it. I'm going to do that. It means that I don't revisit a spot that the hunter was. Let's go ahead and choose it. Because I've choosed it. Oh, you know what? When I flip this over, I forgot to do my courage thing. But I don't think I could have gone up at that time anyways. So it doesn't matter. There's nowhere else to go. So I don't go anywhere. But we take a look at it. We already saw what it is. I'll just put it here. It says put 3 tokens on this card. Next 3 turns, just do 1 and remove a token to keep track. I'm squeezing through a narrow passage. Okay, that's the end of that turn. Next turn, just scanning everything, make sure I don't miss anything. I have to lose a vigor, choose something, which I'm going to choose one of these again. And I'm going to use my skill to spend it immediately and go right back up. I have to deal only 1 and remove it. Let's hope that's not a bad one. And that covers everything, I think. So let's see what we got. It is a beaten up backpack. You may store up to 3 resources on this card. I'll take it. I'll just put it over here. It's not that necessary right now. I got plenty of room in my inventory and I'm not getting too many resources, but I'll just leave it there. And time to move on. So again, with the forest nymph, I go down. I'm going to do the same thing where I take one of these and use it right away to heal back up. And move on to the next one. So get rid of one of these. Play this. Oh, I guess my strategy didn't matter because it doesn't matter if we get rid of one of these. We're down to the last few cards. I don't think we're going to make it. Anyways, when I play this, I lose a vigor because I'm scared of it. But I do get one of these and put it on here. That's 2 down, 2 to go. Animal tracks. Take animal resources equal to your courage. That's cool. I have 3 courage, so I'll take 3 of these. That's 1, 2, 3. Nice. End of the turn. I think this might be it. I remove one of these. I can only deal 1 of them. This has been used up. I go down because of the nymph. I take one of these and give it right back to go up. I'm here again, which means I repeated where I was with the hunter, so I lose a conviction. And I can tell I'm not going to make it. Ooh, wild dogs. If courage is less than 3, it's not. They would catch my scent. And if vigor is less than 3, it's not. They would come after me. None of that happens, luckily. So I'm safe. I think. I don't remember if I think actually I had to lose one of these when I played it. So actually, my vigor is less than 3. So they found me, so I've lost 2 vigor. Oh no. That's too bad. This is the last turn. These are both these kinds of cards. My forest nymph makes me lose. I can't go down any lower, so that thing happens where it wraps around, which I mentioned. I can take one of these and gain 1 back, but it really doesn't matter because even if I take this and play this, it doesn't matter what this one really says because there's nothing else to go from. I've run out of cards. I got lost in the forest, never to return. Trying to hide from the hunter, I just completely lost myself and took too much time, which means the game's over. I got really close to escaping, but not close enough. This time I'll make it. Maybe not. Maybe next time. Anyway, that was kind of an exciting game. It was rough going in the beginning and got a second wind. Thought we might make it, and then we didn't. It was an exciting journey. And that is how Runaway works. Thanks for playing along with me.